Demon Slayer, Attack on Titan. They just needed a little bit of tape. To the craziness, throw with Demon Slayer. I have neighbors, so I am a very loud person, and I usually try to keep it down. But when Zenitsu gets thrown in the mix, I was freaking out. I was going crazy, especially after Gyotaro talking a whole bunch of smack about how he was just kind of fidgeting like an insect, crushed. That was really awesome to see him come back. Like Kirua, Godspeed type stuff. Uzui is amazing. Uzui's the man. That dual wielding technique to just kind of nunchuck the swords. I think that's what we were all hoping to see when Uzui showed that he had two swords. Needless to say, what ended up happening after Tanjiro almost got killed was pretty awesome. If you need proof, just watch it. Go watch Uzui versus Gyotaro while missing a hand. It was nuts. Quote from two different people this Sunday, including myself. Shaking. We were shaking. I mean, Gyotaro just playing around with Tanjiro running away. Yeah, screw it, man. Let's just talk about the scar. Super funny. We were all freaking out. Like I said, we're not manga readers, but what obviously with Inosuke, everyone was worried about Inosuke. But at some point, we all came to the conclusion we wanted him to live, but we also know that you can't just stab someone like through the back and through the heart and then survive. But yeah, his insane flexibility. We said it's got to be some bullshit, and he said it himself. He said, "Oh, I'm moving my organs around is child's play." What? so he's okay. Well, now we don't know if any of them are okay. Zenitsu gets in the mix, starts using the godlike speed. Uzui is taking on Gyotaro, and Tanjiro starts to get in the mix too, and they get into that spot where they're getting ready to chop off the head. Inosuke shows up. That whole, we get a group chat going on Sundays, and we watch the episodes. But a friend of mine was mentioning, literally couldn't take your eyes off the TV for a second at all, and that's really what this felt like. Seeing the climax of the heads being chopped off, it was kind of cool because we got to see the thread and then like another slash, and it was just probably one of the most satisfying things to see their heads being chopped off. That it felt so damn good. So yeah, and then brother demon, sister demon get to have their heads facing each other. And that's kind of weird because any other demon slaying, them having their heads end up together in another way that it could have panned out, that's where they would have had their piece. We do see that in the outro. We didn't get to see it this time because this outro was and seeing the ribbons or the pieces of fabric that are flying off into the sky and like the village is okay. Maybe now I'm starting to think that was a whole bunch of BS. I mean the landscape. I mean, and we're getting this 2-time with Demon Slayer and AOT because AOT talking about landscape. Oh my goodness, this Sunday was insane. It was kind of crazy. When Uzui starts screaming at Tanjiro, everyone's like maxed out. Everyone's messed up. Tanjiro's like, like that dude stabbed in the chin with poison, and he was all messed up even before. I mean, he can't breathe. It sounds insane. It sounds terrible. And Uzui's like, dude, it's not over. It's not over. Run away. And then the episode ends. That's how you do it, man. They're saying there's one left. Homie's been saying that it might be one of a longer episode, kind of like episode 1 of the Entertainment District arc. So hopefully that's the case. But yeah, no ending. Demon Slayer, and it backs that. It backs, I think, the whole idea of tackling and facing demons and destroying demons. The Nin. like imagine if AOT had a Nin. There's no way. It's not possible. But Demon Slayer tries, and we appreciate it because they blow our minds. This whole arc has felt like a second movie. The animation while Uzui and Gyotaro are going at it is, I don't feel like I'm watching an anime. I don't feel like I'm watching an anime. This Demon Slayer, it just has a real special energy around it, especially with episodes like this one. It's anime, but it's like, it just feels different. It feels like it's from the future. it just looks so epic. So yeah, easy to say, or definitely on my end, safe to say that the Mugen Train arc and what we got in the movie, it's just nice to see it kind of. We were forced to watch it slow burn, and then we got into the good stuff, but not complaining after what we're getting these past few episodes. And also, this was kind of like our episode 19. I can't remember exactly how episode 19 ended, but Tanjiro cuts the demon's head off, and then at some point we have to wait for the other two Hashiras to show up, the butterfly and the Gyu. I think that's his name. I'm hoping the same thing happens here. Someone's got to pull up. Also, I mean, the other three wives were kind of hanging around at a distance, so hopefully, if those slashes happen, they might be able to kind of bounce back, and then maybe at some point go in and get the boys. Go and get them. Maybe Nezuko. Maybe who knows what time it is while all of this is going on. It's kind of like they were fighting all night. Yeah, we're gonna need that backup. Okay. Yeah, I think we might be able to wrap this. I did say I was gonna try and make this a shorter episode, but I mean, we're almost a half hour in, and we've just done an intro on Demon Slayer. I mean, this is why we wanted to do this on Sundays, because there's just so much to talk about with these crazy episodes. Yeah, Demon Slayer, one of the greatest of all time. I'm not the biggest anime fan, or I haven't been the biggest anime fan for the longest time. Got into anime a few years ago. I've tried to post some reactions onto YouTube, but I don't know how to get past all the copyright stuff. I'm still trying to move those around and stuff. But if you want to see some rock and roll and guitar playing, go check it out. That's definitely what the channel's all about. And this will be some supporting content because anime is awesome. Yeah, dude, Demon Slayer. Like, I don't want to wrap it up, but I probably should, because that's pretty much it. Just insane animation, insane fight scene, amazing. And now on to the next. I mean, Demon Slayer was like it's almost like a warm up round for Attack on Titan episode 80. Name of the episode is insane in itself. 80 episodes, years. I mean, what Attack on Titan dropped, was it 2012, 2013? 80 episodes later, episode 1 is flipped on its head. We are flipped on our heads. We see a whole bunch of crazy stuff going on. We're out of the memories. We are with Emir. When the animation changes into, or when the focus changes into Emir and what happened in the past, that animation change, I love to see it. I love to see it. I feel like when Attack on Titan started, the animation and the way it portrayed just like this whatever period of time where that's taking place, watching Attack on Titan was really cool, because that was the setting, and then we have these huge monsters running around and people flying around trying to kill them, but it's all in a time where there's no smartphones. It's in the past. When it gets to Emir, 4 seasons later, we get a blast to the past with Emir's, with what happened to her. And watching that animation, it was super awesome. If anyone's seen Vinland Saga, it really reminded me of Vinland Saga, animating the helmets and the horses and all this stuff that's associated with battle in the past. It was really cool to see that animation change take place to get all the good stuff. What happened to Emir? Like what happened? And oh my god, we saw it. We saw what the fuck happened. Homie made us laugh because he said this all started with a pig. This is, the end of the world and the Titans killing a whole bunch of people is all because a pig was let out of its corral. They put the blame on Emir. Who knows why? Maybe she was kind of alone. The king decides to do some king shit and just kind of be like, whatever, you're free, and then chase him down. And you know what they ended up doing? She rolls off of a hill, and then we see the great Deku tree. Like it's a huge ass tree, and she goes inside, inner world inside of this tree, and there's a body of water. At first, I wasn't sure if this was all happening in her head. Maybe it was happening in her head. It's kind of perfect. She falls in a body of water. In real life, some bodies of water are have riddled with a whole bunch of different bacteria and crazy stuff, and we don't know what's below the ocean, and yada yada yada. There's some places where you can't swim and take a piss or something like that because you'll attract some sort of fish organism that can go up your your pee tube or whatever and do some damage. In this case here, it's turning her into a titan. This being, this super cool looking spinal cord sort of organism. We were talking about this too earlier. There was something really cool about the was it the maybe second season of Attack on Titan where they started getting into this a bit more. Can't exactly remember where, but where they placed a lot of importance on the nape, and where they're kind of explaining as long as their consciousness is sort of intact. What is consciousness? It's the brainstem and the spinal cord or whatever, and like that's life. The fact that these titans, these warriors, these shifters, that if they can sort of keep that process activated, initiated, that they'll be able to heal, they'll be able to come back and stay alive. So to see the original problem be this really weird type of looking super smart form, this parasitic thing, it's super cool to see that, because the whole episode it's depicting that Ymir made this deal with like an actual demon, an actual devil, this like thing with horns making a deal. But no, that wasn't the case. If they are telling us, I'd like to think that they're showing us what happened. It's obviously a mystery to everybody else. To see that that's not how it went down, and I think it's analogous to how people can describe what's happened in the past. We draw pictures, write books, and try to depict what is the past. And sometimes, if you weren't there, she fell in a body of water. She fell in some old ass, mysterious mana dungeon water, and got given this power. It's kind of crazy. Like, are there other organisms like that anywhere else on the planet of this Attack on Titan universe? I don't know. But either way, she jumps in front. She tries to save Fritz, and Fritz is number one asshole of the year. I guess it wasn't very clear if she did die. Either she went ham, and maybe she died at some point. She must have been the first to have that 13-year curse, or if she actually died that day, because that whole thing about you kind of need the will to live in order to survive as a Titan, something like that. En total, he feeds her to the kids. He feeds her to the three girls whose names are shown, and it's the names of the walls. So yeah, like first half of the episode, we get that glimpse to the past, and then things just take a turn. They take the turn. I need to learn how to write, man. Super ominous, having Armin, like turn around and be like, Mikasa, hey, this is, never mind. This isn't good. At first, they want to help Eren activate the rumbling, and they want to protect Parody, but I think now as the walls are collapsing, and I mean, what's crazy is that they're facing inward at first. It looks like all the Colossals are facing like towards the inside of the walls, which is already unsettling. And now we have Eren using his Yamanaka clan jutsu, Ino's fam, their jutsu, to speak to all the subjects of Ymir, all the Eldians. Wasn't sure if they were going to become Titans or not. It'd be kind of crazy if the crew, Survey Corps, like became Titans. I think based off of the preview that might not happen, but it was kind of not seeing like Mikasa, everyone seeing the paths. I think Eren literally, he grabs Ymir and is like, hey, I'll end this. Eren's like, I got you, I feel you, let me help you. And Ymir's like, God damn. Ymir's like, you know what, you're right, I'm tired of working. And that's that. Really super crazy to try to think about Ymir being in there and just building the walls. Apparently it looks like she did build the walls. Ymir needs a nap. Faux show. Eren ripped off his wrists, screams his lungs out, and goes and hugs Ymir. Goes and tells Ymir, I'm woke AF. Ymir, I know. Yeah. It's sort of it's a weird feeling. It's sort of like there's this new enemy, that parasitic organism that attached itself to Ymir. I guess that's maybe not the original Titan, the original Titan is what Ymir became. Who knows if there was something like that beforehand? Maybe it's the spinal cord of a previous Titan that used to roam the Earth. Who knows? But it's really cool to see that the actual enemy, the thing that started this whole story, was not even an actual sort of like gremlin Titan. It was something more terrifying, something parasitic. They're even saying, is it a god? What is it? Which is awesome. Name of the next episode, Thaw, which is insane. Is that like is it like the pregame for the end of the world? I think that's what we expect from AOT and the rumbling. That whole ending sequence, the whole halfway point, and like how it's supposed to stop, and then it goes into, it just, halfway point comes on, music doesn't stop, and then straight into the rumbling. Aaron is turning into, can you even name, I guess that's the founding form is what people are calling it. What the hell are we in for, guys? I don't know. I mean, originally this episode was going to be an hour, about 45 minutes in. That gives about, either way, I guess that does kind of wrap up AOT. I'm doing my best here. My name is not Andrew Huberman. I am not a neurobiologist or professor of Stanford. That guy's podcast is awesome. Makes you want to do stuff like this. Let's talk about Boruto for a second. I think that break is well deserved, and we're getting some legendary, historic, even, AOT and Demon Slayer episodes. I can't read my handwriting, dude. Oh, I wrote the damn boat is a shinobi. It's gonna be weird. It's gonna be weird seeing Kawaki turn, waiting for all the code stuff, waiting for all of that in Boruto. Naruto Next Generations. Boruto is apparently, he wears like a little bolt. I realized this. It took me forever to realize this. Must have been with the second to last intro, the animation when they were like they're drawing the bolt, and it became very apparent that it's a bolt, and then it became very apparent that Boruto is obviously someone who speaks Japanese trying to say bolt. He wears a bolt around his necklace. His grandfather was a lightning fast shinobi. There's so many cool things that are going on there. And then I came across this post. Don't know if it's real or not. Boruto is supposed to mean, it's supposed to be something really special, something in remembrance of someone that's passed. And it revolves around Neji and how Boruto is like the bolt or something, the connection between Naruto and Hinata, which is super cool. I wonder if that's, obviously they're going to play off on something like that. And I can't believe it. Actually close to a whole hour. Just me talking. Yeah. Don't know if I'll do this again. Maybe next week we'll be able to get someone on. If not, I'd still like to try to do another stream. I got an Instagram too. I got a TikTok. I will be figuring out how to put all that stuff together. I play a whole bunch of guitar. I'm trying to become a better guitarist. I'm trying to play a whole bunch of fun stuff. Hopefully one day end up in a band or just write some music, do some fun stuff. That's the episode, man. Is this episode 1? It's probably not. I don't want to call it episode 1 because the guy who helped me even come up with the name of the podcast, he's not here today. So hopefully he'll give me permission to use it from here on out. But definitely want to mention that aquí es puro raza, vato. Aquí, I'm from the 956. We speak Spanish, more than likely. In the future, there's going to be a lot of Spanglish going on. I really didn't discuss much of Boruto other than, Naruto versus Ishiki. Baryon mode was, epic too, but that's over now. The OST is amazing. I think it's a drop B riff for Kawaki's OST. Wish I had a drop B guitar. I feel like every time I buy a guitar and I get it tuned in a certain way, I have them all in different tunings, a new tuning comes out. Hey, someone's in here. How you doing? I'm actually wrapping this up. I don't know who it is, but welcome. Oh, Punk Rico, what's up, man? Gotcha, dude. Man, Punk Rico, you're so cool, dog. Hope you're doing good. Yeah, dude, instead of last Saturday, we did something, and now the chat box is popping up. All right, we decided to do like a Sunday stream this weekend for all the anime stuff, but no one was able to come out. But I'm still trying to figure out how to get these videos recorded into the Twitch channel. So I was getting ready to wrap that up. Punk Rico, do you watch any anime on Sundays? You watch any of that Demon Slayer, Attack on Titan greatness? Yeah, I gave you a follow too, Punk Rico. Saw you do some gaming stuff. Yeah, watch Demon Slayer, dude. Yeah, that's how we were supposed to talk about all this stuff, but everyone got busy today. But I haven't seen AOT yet. Oh, dude, I don't know if you read manga. We're not manga readers here. With who we're gonna be discussing. Oh, you've read it. Oh, I'm terrified. I'm terrified, Punk Rico. My life is in your hands. Some of the best stuff I've ever seen on TV. I don't even know. Sundays are way too much. I'll usually watch Demon Slayer and then AOT as soon as it comes out. Craziest stuff. I really love the music. I've always loved anime music in general in the TV shows, but AOT is some other shiznit. Aaron Yeager, like we're gonna need a new word other than protagonist. Yeah, kudos to you, man, for reading manga. I'm sure it's awesome. I actually don't read many. Gotcha. Yeah, I've been really tempted. Probably gonna try to start Chainsaw Man. I'm not sure if I'll dip into Kaizen just because I'm loving it a whole bunch. But it's really tempting to read the mangas and see what's going on. Well, hey man, Punk Rico, dude, I really appreciate you stopping by, man. You've been so far you've been a day one, and I thoroughly appreciate that. But yeah, probably gonna get ready to wrap this up here. It is 8 o'clock Central Time. Not sure where you're at, Punk Rico, but hope wherever you're at that you're warm. Échale ganas, Punk Rico. I don't know if you speak any Spanish, but échale ganas just means keep kicking ass, man. Keep doing your best. Probably be, yes sir. Appreciate you, dude. Probably be doing some more music streams, guitar streams, maybe some Guitar Hero fun stuff. You did kind of mention that seemed like a really good idea. Maybe learn some Guitar Hero songs and start playing. And even don't remember what game. I don't know if I saw you playing Apex or something. I'm sure we'll be getting into some other stuff too, but definitely feel like I made a friend here. Got about 30 seconds left. This was interesting. Yeah, 100%. Y ahí lo guachamos. That's it. Episode 0.5 of the Lo Que Sea podcast with your host, MJ. Naruto being Naruto. Tanjiro. Kamato Tanjiro